Hey YouTube. So today I just wanted to kind of talk about what's going on in my Instagram right now. So I made a post saying that I think that clothing is not political. So people seem to have a real issue with that. People seem to be forcing the idea that clothing in 2026 should be seen as political. To me, that's just strange. What I wear has nothing to do with politics. I am not a political person. I do not believe in politics. I stay away from politics. To force the word politics onto my clothing is to take away my freedom to not be political. I do not want to have politics around me. I don't even want to talk about this right now because I hate the word politics. I feel like politics creates a discord between people. I feel like, when people say politics, they think, oh, political parties this, political parties that. So when people say, oh, clothing is politics, what it makes me think is that you're saying that I am in a group already. Just because I dress this way, that I'm in a group of people that dress similarly to me. And that is just incorrect. I am not in that group because I am not political. I do not vote. I do not wish to vote. I do not wish to have anything to do with any political parties. I don't like politics. I don't think politics is fun. I don't think it's interesting. In fact, I think it's quite dumb because honestly, I just hate everything that it stands for. I just don't like it. When people say, oh, this is political, that's political, what it makes me think is that they're forcing me to think politically. Like I said, it feels like they're taking away my right to be apolitical, which means that I don't like politics. And when they force the word politics down my throat, it makes me think that they think that I have to be a political person. Well, guess what? I'm not political. I will never be political. I don't like politics. I've already talked about this on my channel. I don't know about politics. I don't want to know about it. I hate it. It literally, every time I hear anything about leftists or whatever, it's so stupid. Leftist? Who, what? That's like a new term, isn't it? I didn't start hearing that till recently, the term leftist. All I know, Democrats, Republicans, and liberals, libertarians, whatever. I don't know because I don't care. That's like me saying, "Oh, you got to know about the planets, otherwise you can't do this." It's like, what? And then people on my Instagram want to call me dumb because I don't know about politics. Well, guess what? I'm not interested in it. Why would I look it up if I'm not interested in it? That just doesn't make any sense. Okay? I don't like history. I don't like anything to do with history. That's like my boyfriend, he loves history. He could go on and on about history, and like I'll listen to him. I'll be like, "Wow, you're very interested in that." Everyone has their strong suits. Mine is not politics. Mine is not history. Mine is more on the metaphysical side. Uh, Metaphysics. That's what I'm into, and that is pretty much uh, things that aren't of the physical world. They're more of like a spiritual, mental, and otherworldly presence, kind of paranormal almost, paranormal stuff, kind of. And that's something that I'm extremely interested in. I'm also interested in outer space. Am I interested in politics? No. I don't care. I don't want to know about it. And when people, like I said, force it down my throat, it's unsavory. It really is, and I don't like it, and they don't seem to understand that I don't like it. They think that I am uneducated because I don't want to call it a political thing. I don't want to call my clothes political. I don't like politics. How does that not make sense to these people? I don't understand that. How does it not make sense that if I don't like politics, that I don't want to use the word to describe my clothing. How does that not make sense to you? Because you don't want me to do that? Well, that's not my problem. What you want me to do is not my problem. That's not reality. I'm not going to, conform to what you want. I'm going to do what I want. And, I realize that there's a political thing about clothes in the past or whatever. But, literally, who cares? Not me. Because why? Because I'm not into politics. Literally, you're telling somebody who doesn't like politics that I have to use the word politics to describe my clothing. It just doesn't make any sense. I don't want to. I have the freedom to say no. I do not want to call my clothing political. I can't comprehend why these people are so adamant about, oh, well, you have to call it political because it is. I don't care what you think. I don't care what Google says. Yes, if you look it up, it says it's political because of some weird, it has this thing where there's a status thing. If you're wearing a suit, then you're higher up or something. I think that's so stupid. I think it's stupid. I think it's ridiculous. I don't know. Also, I don't know. And I don't care. If I'm being honest, I genuinely don't. I genuinely don't care. And I never will care. So, like I said, I'm never going to call my clothing political. If you want to call your clothing a political thing, go ahead. My clothing, I just wear to not be naked. And that's the extent of my clothing. I don't dwell in politics. I don't wish to dwell in politics. And I have the right to not do that. And if you continue to harass me about clothing being political, that's stupid. And then there was this girl who kept arguing with me. And then I was like, girl, you telling me to make my clothing political makes me feel like, I could say, oh, my brown skin's political because of the past with Martin Luther King. What? Who does that? It's giving me the same vibe. What? It's just stupid. Does anybody else think that's stupid? Does anybody else think that's stupid? That these people are forcing me, or trying to anyway. They're literally shoving it down my throat. They're going, oh, you have to do this. No, I don't. I don't have to, and I won't. But anyway, literally, they're forcing it down my throat that I have to do this and have to do that. They're going, oh, well, it has history behind it. I'm like, yeah, history doesn't exist anymore. This is the present. This isn't the 70s. This is the present. I don't I don't understand. And I don't care. I don't want to care. I don't want to understand. Because it sounds retarded. And I use that word with robust meaning when I say retarded. Because it's really retarded. And I genuinely think that these people have nothing better to do with their lives rather than just shoving the word politics onto my clothing. No, you're not going to do that. Yeah, sure, there was a history with it. Guess what? I don't like history. I don't like politics. There's two things I don't care about. What do you want me to do? You want me to suddenly, just all of a sudden, be interested in it? You want me to suddenly identify with those two subjects? Well, I don't. I don't suddenly identify with those two subjects just because you want me to, look it up and force it down my throat. I don't care. How's that? I don't care. Just that's like me trying to force, go online. I go online on TikTok and say, oh, my brown skin is political. It's a political movement for minorities. That's so stupid. That's literally kind of the vibe they're getting. They're giving that, with the clothes thing. Just shut up. Just shut up. Please, genuinely. And that's literally it. Like, what is that? Does anybody else think that's stupid? Because genuinely, I don't care. And then they try to tell me that art is political. Like, all art is political now. And then this person told me that anime is political. You know what? Just kill me. Anime is political now in 2020. In 2026. How is that political? Because it's a freedom of expression. No. I don't have anything to do with that. Don't push politics on anime. Don't push politics on clothing. Don't push politics on anything. Because I don't like it. And it's that easy. Just shut up. How's that? How hard is it for these people to just shut up? That's the question. It's genuinely so hard for them. And I just can't comprehend how it's so difficult to just allow me to not, to not call my clothes political. I don't want to call my clothing political because I don't like politics. And it's that simple. It's really a simple thing. Is that simple? Because it sounds simple, right? It sounds simple, right? I'm not psycho. I'm not psychotic. It really sounds simple. And these people just can't. They can't take it. They can't take the fact that I don't want to be a political person. It's ridiculous. I don't want to vote. I don't believe in politics. And I will say it 500 times. I'm sorry. But anyway, that's the end of this video. Let me know what you think. Do you think that's stupid that people are shoving that down my throat? Because I do. I genuinely do. I don't want that. If someone did that to me in real life, you know what I would do? I would turn around and leave. I would turn around and leave. Because, no, you're not going to shove that down my throat. That's literally what these people are doing. It's ridiculous. But yeah. And then they call me a poser because I don't like politics. It's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. I don't want to have anything to do with politics. Is that okay? Is that okay that I just want to wear what I want? Is that okay? Because I'm not a political person. There's political people, and then there's non-political people. I am one of the non-political people. Okay? I don't like politics. It's so simple. I don't understand. I don't care. I don't want to know about it. I've looked it up, and you know what? I've skimmed through it. I've read it. It's stupid. I don't believe in it. I don't believe in it at all in any way, shape, or form. I don't believe in the word politics because I hate it. I don't believe that, I feel like the word politics itself creates separation. When people hear politics, they hear, oh, you have to be on this side or this side. And when I hear that about the way I dress, it makes me angry. Because I do not agree with many alternative people, goth people, because I am my own person and they are afraid to be themselves on the internet because they're scared, and I'm not scared. I'm not scared of anybody. I'm not scared of any opinions. I'm not scared of anybody belittling me. That shows me who they are. It doesn't show me who I am. I know who I am. You don't know anything about me. You will never know anything about me unless you talk to me. Then you might know something about me. And it's so easy to just not, and it's so simple. It's not hard. It's really not. And if you can't respect somebody enough to understand that, then that really says more about you than it does about me. And it's so easy. It really is. It's so easy to just not. If I say my clothes are not political, what I'm saying is I don't care about politics. That's what I'm saying. and I have nothing to do with any political party. That's what I'm saying. It's so easy. And that's the end. Goodbye.